Hi guys, it's Amy and you have found Amy Loves Crochet. Thank you so much for clicking on any of my videos. I really do appreciate your time. I like to just share what I've been working on this past week. Hopefully it will motivate or inspire you to use a yarn from your stash, or maybe pick up this pattern that you haven't found before. You know, we're all in this crochet YouTubey world, and the algorithm does things that none of us maybe understand, or maybe I just don't understand. But I just find it interesting how we can all be kind of looking at the same stuff all the day, you know, all the time, and maybe not come across the same patterns. So that's kind of what I was thinking about in starting up my channel, like things that I have found, maybe they can help you in your crochet journey as well. So what I have to share with you today is some little dresses that I've worked on this week for the dolls that you saw in the thumbnail. And there are two different kinds, and I had boys, so I really didn't know about these. I had to ask my sister who had a little girl. And so a couple of years ago, I asked my sister for, I was working on a pattern. I can't remember if she sent it to me and said, will you make this? Or if I found it and wanted to make it for her. I think it was the first. But this is a Snow White doll who she sent to me. I asked her to send me, you know, somebody that I could size my project up against so that I could see that I was making it correctly. It was a little purple dress. It was so cute, out of like embroidery thread. But anyway, so she sent me little Snow White here, and her hair is a mess, and I'm really sorry for that. You know, I understand her troubles with all this big old curly hair. So, so this is the Snow White doll that Karen sent to me. Thank you again so much. And I've, you know, made some dresses that fit her. But a lot of she's 16 inches. But a lot of the patterns that you find out there for like American Girl dolls, or there are other brands, I'm not sure of all the names, for an 18-inch doll. So that's who this is. I decided to go ahead and buy her a couple of years ago, and this was way back in 2022. So I searched for the video where I explained making the dress. I cannot find it, but I did find her on the table at a vendor event that I did in the end of 2022. So she's been around with me a long time. I made a little purse for her. She's got little shoes, little baby booties I made for her. And she's also got a poncho. I made a little poncho that's got like a little hangy flirpy doos right there. So cute. This was a lot of fun to make. The dress is made with front post double crochet stitches, I do believe. And I closed her up with some little eye hooks, and I didn't even sew the receiving end of the eye hook on. You just hook it right to the strands of the dress, so it kind of saved me a little bit of sewing. Again, this was like over 4 years ago when I made this, so who knows how much more I've learned since then, or what I might have done differently. But I made a little purse for her as well. I thought that was super cute. And this was this yarn was from Craftsmart. I believe it's Michael's like generic brand. I cannot remember for the life of me the colorway, but I absolutely loved it. And this was from scraps. Like I had it left over when I was gonna make her a dress, and I found it in there, and I was like, oh yes, I love that. So I'm sorry I can't share too much more about the pattern, where I got it, how I changed it up, or anything like that. I didn't start keeping my project book at that time yet. So she is super cute and sits on my shelf and has little blinking eyes. So when she lays down, she closes her eyes. Like, she's super sweet, and I love her red hair, lots of red hair. So, and she got little freckles. Look how cute. I love her. So anyway, so I picked up a pattern to start working on some dresses for the 18-inch doll. And when I got around to trying them all on, they fit my 16-inch doll much better, I think. So whether you're going to make this for a 16-inch doll or 18-inch doll, your yarn choice and your hook size and your tension are all going to play a factor in that. So the first, I will link the pattern down below, and this was a really great pattern. She explains it all very nicely. You can see what she's doing. I would suggest this pattern to anybody. And so the first one that I made is out of Mandala Sparkle yarn. This was a cake that I have that color changes from different pinks to different like purple shades. And so I only have this little bit left. Here's my label, Mandala Sparkle. And I had written down at one point I had 42 grams of scrap left here. But this is a 3-weight yarn, and I just think it's super, super pretty. I did color control because I knew I was having that color change, so I wanted to do it thoughtfully. And then the other thing that I didn't do per the pattern, is that, so it's a really sweet little pattern where you've got this, it comes down and you've got this first row of scallops, and then she has you connect back on the inside so that you crochet the second row, the second layer of the dress. And I thought that my pink was running out, so I didn't do that the same way she suggests you to. You can either tie off the yarn and start, tie it on where you want to, or continue on without cutting the yarn, I'll just say. And so with this one, I did cut the yarn, but then I tied on to a different place. I thought I was going to be running out of yarn, and I really wanted the length of the second layer. However, I tied on to like the base of this scallop, so it really pushed it up. I'm sure it's going to kind of lay flat now. It's going to lay better now, but in the meantime, that's the first thing that I noticed, is that if you don't, start your next row in the right place, this layer could kind of stand up a bit. So you can see how cute the little sparklies are in there. And she's got you a back panel here that you will then sew buttons onto this side. You don't need to sew buttonholes in at all, or crochet a buttonhole in, because the buttons you can just put in between these are half double crochets to close that up. So I've got that dress all ready to go. I just have to sew on the buttons, or if I choose to do the eye hook closure instead, I'll do that. So here is a picture of what it looks like on the 16-inch doll. And then you can see what it looks like here on the 18-inch doll. Okay, so then the next one, and I'll just say this is the pattern is by Lovingly Nye, N-I-E, and she's using 2 different size hooks as well, one for the body, the top part of the dress, and then a different hook size for the skirt. So the second one that I picked up, my second yarn that I picked up, and I used all of it, so I don't have any scrap yet to show you, is this yarn here by Loops and Threads. It's Cozy Wool Merino, and it is made up of 55% superwash merino and 45% anti-pilling acrylic. So it was just a scrap that I had. I don't remember how much I had at the time. And I didn't know if I was going to like it because, I went from like pinks and sparklies to gray. So I really, really like the different color, the different shades of the gray that come through. But then I changed up the bottom of the dress, as you can see. I decided instead of doing the second scallop, the second layer of scallop, I would just do 1 layer. The other thing that I decided to do is to come down here and show you. Looks better this way, I guess. This is a little technique that I like to use where you put 2 half double crochets together in the same spot and then skip a stitch. And so they look like little clusters. I'm trying to show you there. Here. Maybe with a bigger hook, you could see it a little bit better. My eye can see it because I'm used to using it. But so yeah, right here there are 2 half doubles in the same spot, and then you skip a stitch, and so it gives you like little clusters. And then in addition, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I did 5. If you'll watch the pattern, you'll see that the shells are different than what I did, but on this changed up pattern, I did 5 half double crochets for the shells, and that just gave a nice little bottom scallop there. Of all the buttons that I have, here I'll show you my button pile that I had to start going through. I have a lot of buttons and they hardly ever work for me, so I don't know what I'm going to do. you know, to, I think I'm going to have to specifically go out and purchase some buttons to go with these dresses, or just put the eye hook on there because again, my buttons are not conducive to this project, except for this dress. I found these cute little black buttons. And then I've also got 3 more sets. I found I can do dark, you know, if I wanted to do a black top or something to put those black buttons on. So I thought that was really cute. So here it is on my 16-inch doll. And then here it is on the 18-inch doll. So those were I'm showing you in the order that I made them. The next one that I made was all cotton. Is it all cotton? Yeah, no, it's 100% acrylic. I thought this was cotton. That's so funny to me. I picked this up and thought in my head that it was cotton. So it's 100% acrylic. It's Bernat Safety Baby, Softy Baby, and the colorway is Little Boy Blue. So it's really cute, 2 different shades of blue and then some kind of tan, light browns in there with the white. So here is the cute little dress that I made from that. And I went back to per the pattern for this, except that underneath here, where you start the second layer, you're supposed to do more rows of double crochet than what I did. So the second layer of the shells here is kind of tucked up underneath. It should be a little bit lower down because there should be another row of stitches in there before you do that shell, and I forgot to. You know, I do anyway. I get cooking along with my crochet and forget to do steps. So I really, really liked how this one turned out, even though it is a little bit short. So here it is on the 16-inch. And then here it is on my 18-inch. And then the last yarn that I picked up to use, I was super excited to find it. I've got, you can't see it, but just over here, just back behind here are those new cakes that I bought from Lindy Hobby. Yeah, over in Denmark, maybe. And so anyway, so I sat them up so that you could see them kind of like this. And there's stuff behind it that I completely forgot that I had. And so Urban Chic is one of those. I don't know if any of you have any of this in your stash, but this was from a Hobby Lobby clearance, as you can see. And it was a little while ago, so I think that I got kind of a steal on this price tag. You can see when they have the same yarn, but the price has been increased. So this one is from forever ago. 2015 is what the label says. I'm not sure how long I've had it, but it is, I think, my favorite. Boom. Look how stinking cute is this. So here I did do the appropriate number of rows beneath before I did my scallop row, except the rest of the dresses, the pattern calls for a half double crochet to a certain point, and then you do double crochets. For this dress, I decided to do a half double crochet through the entire thing. So that changed up my number of rows. I just continued to measure it against the other ones that I had made to make sure it was sizing up, you know. And so again, the thing that I changed about this, because this part in the original pattern is done in double crochets, but I changed it to half doubles. So there's 5 half doubles in this group. And then when I came down to here, I did 3 half doubles, 1 double crochet, and then 3 more half doubles to give it more of a point. Like these are sweet rounded scallops. And this, I wanted this one to kind of have a little something different. So I gave it a kind of a point to the bottom of the dress there. So here it is on 16-inch. And then here it is on the 18-inch doll. So you can really tell there's a big size difference. You know, there's only 2 inches difference in what they're called, but you can see how much wider the 18-inch doll is. And in this case, the length of this dress or the skirt didn't really apply too much, didn't really matter too much. They were all kind of hoochies. They were all kind of shorter skirts. But if you were going to make a long dress, that would definitely matter as well, because you can see the height difference of the 16-inch to the 18-inch. It's a little bit backwards that the 16-inch has a bigger head, but that's that doll design, you know, with the great big eyes. So, all right, guys, this is my video that I have pre-recorded. Today is Monday, and we will be leaving on Wednesday for vacation to Kansas City for the Comic-Con. So I pre-recorded this so that you guys would have a video for Saturday morning. And I'm super excited that I was able to get this done in my busy schedule. So we've got a full day ahead of us. I'm off of work, obviously, for today and tomorrow. And we've been working on cleaning out the RV and getting it all ready to go. So quite a bit of laundry to do, quite a bit of, you know, extra cleaning to do so that when you come back, you've got to clean your house, right? All right, guys, I hope everybody's doing well. Have a wonderfully blessed day, and I do hope you'll come back and see me again. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.